So step 4 is make a plan to pay off high interest debt early. So what do we mean by high interest? Credit cards or anything else over 8%. We specifically want you to focus on credit cards at this time because the interest is usually very high on those. So you'll want to map out all of your debt. So list out the balances, the interest rates, and the monthly minimum payments for each. So let's go through an example here. So let's say you have 2 credit cards, one with a $5,000 balance at 23% interest and the other at $8,000 with a 29% interest rate. And then you also have student loans and a car, which are below 8%. In this situation, we're going to focus our efforts on the credit cards because the interest is very high there. So the debt avalanche is probably what I would suggest in this situation when you're working to pay off high interest debt. The debt avalanche is focusing your efforts on the highest interest debt while paying the minimums on the rest. So for this situation, we're going to pay the minimums on everything except the $8,000 credit card at 29%. We're going to toss all of our extra money at that one to get it paid off quickly. After that, you're going to move on to the $5,000 credit card at the 23% interest. Once this is done, you'll move forward to the next step while you continue to pay the minimums on your student loans and your car. And then we recommend paying off high interest debts quickly because those are the most harmful for you.
Okay, now, Lauren, what should someone do if, let's say that student loan or that car loan, if it crosses that 8% threshold, but maybe it's sitting at 10% or something? Where do you recommend this falls into the paying off high interest debt early?
Yeah, so we're flexible on this. If you have credit cards in addition to the car or student loan, let's focus on those credit cards first because that's what's really killing you financially. After those are paid off, we want you to come up with a plan to pay off the other high interest debts early, but we're flexible here. That could mean making a few extra payments per year or being super aggressive with it. There's definitely some nuance here and it's going to depend on your individual situation. The point is to not stay at this step for too long. We want you to move forward and on to your other financial goals to set you up for success. The information, opinions, and recommendations provided on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only and do not constitute professional financial advice. Any financial decisions you make based on the content of this podcast are your responsibility. We strongly recommend consulting with a licensed financial advisor or other qualified professional before making any significant financial decisions. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge that we are not liable for any financial outcomes.